Thank you for joining us for another STEM project you can do at home. Today we're going to build some balloon rockets. We will simulate a flight from the Earth to the Moon. Let's gather our materials first. We'll need some balloons, some small paper cups, some tape, some candy, some string, a straw, a couple chairs, and optionally a tape measure or ruler of some kind. The balloon will be used as our rocket. The paper cup will act as the spacecraft, and the candy pieces will represent astronauts. I have measured off a distance about 15 feet long. At one end, I've set a chair to represent the moon. At the other end, this other chair represents the Earth and our launching pad. It doesn't have to be exactly 15 feet, just approximately. Now we will string a piece of string between the two chairs. Go ahead and tie the string over the back of the first chair and pull it tightly over to the second chair. Now, before you tie off the string, we want to cut off about a 2-inch piece of straw. Then slip this piece of straw onto the string before we tie it off to the second chair. We need to make sure we've pulled it tight so it moves well. Our goal is to get one of these pieces of candy representing an astronaut from this chair to that chair. To keep our astronauts safe, the astronaut should stay inside our paper cup space capsule. Now, before we start to actually build our rocket and capsule setup, we really need to go ahead and make a plan. So let's work on this. Rockets work by pushing thrust backwards to make the rocket go forward. In our balloon rocket, the thrust is air pressure. If I blow some air into a balloon, then release it, it will fly away. But it flies uncontrollably, and I can't aim it. What we will do to control the direction of our balloon rocket is attach it to the piece of string. The string will represent our trajectory, and the little piece of straw on the string will be our guidance system. This will keep the rocket flying straight from the Earth to the Moon, and our astronauts will get there safely. There are many different ways we can design our little system here. How we attach the balloon to the space capsule. Maybe we'll use more than one balloon. There's many options, and we're gonna just have to try to see how it works. So going forward, we will do several different tests. Probably most of them are gonna fail, but that's okay. So let's begin. We want to plan out our first possible idea and then construct it. Make sure to keep some notes on what you've done. That way you know what works and what doesn't. This is the first design that I put together to try. I've attached the paper cup to the balloon and put one of our candy astronauts inside. The little binder clip is a good way to keep your balloon from deflating until you're ready to launch it. So now I'm going to tape our balloon rocket onto the little piece of straw that's threaded onto the string. That way it will move in the direction we want it to. Again, there's many different ways you can do this, and you're just going to have to experiment a little bit to see what works best. So I'm removing the binder clip, and we're launching the rocket. Instant replay, and it failed. That was not a very good launch. One thing you'll notice is the string wasn't very tight. So our rocket failed, but that's okay. We can use what we learned when we plan our next attempt here. Alright, so we're going to try another design here. This time we're going to attach the capsule cup onto the front of the balloon rocket instead of on the side. See if that makes any kind of difference. Alright, here we go. Get ready to launch. Tape it onto the balloon. And fire. And it did not make it all the way to the moon, and then it fell off the string. So, not a great success. But it did teach us a few things. It looks like we need to inflate the balloons a little more, and it looks like we need to make sure we tape the balloon onto the piece of straw a little stronger. Alright, now I'm going to try a different design. I'm going to try 2 balloons on it to see if that'll power it better. And it did not work very well. We'll see that in slow motion again. And it crashes up pretty well. So, well, back to the drawing board, I guess. So, we're going to make some modifications here. And we made it all the way to the moon, but it kind of disintegrated on impact, so that's not great. So we got our astronaut to the moon, but we can't really say it was a safe landing, and he kind of went flying. So let's see if we can make some modifications that will help with that. So the main takeaway here, I think, is that it's going to take some trial and error. So don't be discouraged if you don't get good results on your first few attempts. So as you make your attempts, make sure you keep track of what you did, what worked, and what didn't work. As a hint, I will say you want to make sure that you keep your string pulled very tight. That will make the rocket move smoother along it. So after that string of failures, I'm going to make sure we go out with one last rocket launch. This one turns out better for me. I hope you all enjoyed this project. It's a little bit different from some of our others. It's a lot of trial and error learning, but I think you're going to learn a lot by working this way. Don't forget to check our Facebook and our YouTube channel for more projects going forward. Thanks again for joining us.